if people that are your money peers do not see you as prideful, then there is something wrong with your mindset. So remember, what I'm saying is that if I'm earning $300 and you're earning $300, you should expect our conversation to be $300 conversations. That is the
Mm-hmm.
general expectation. Our
Mm.
experiences to be $300 experiences. Our words to be limited by $300. You should expect me that when you talk to me and you say, how are things? I'm like, yeah, yeah, things are tight. So that's what you're expecting. But because
Mm.
you have a mindset and a spirit that speaks not from where you are, but
Mm-hmm.
where you are going, those money peers should not understand why you speak like that. They can only attach it to pride because you have nothing tangible that proves that you are better than them, in quotes. So when he says, you know what, if I can only get a Honda Fit by end of year, and you're like, no, Honda Fit, no, that car never. So be like, you're prideful. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting a Honda Fit. This is an example. All right. Nobushle asks, may you repeat about the art, science, and character of business? So I'll repeat it as a sentence, not necessarily as a teaching, because the teachings, every teaching falls into one of those categories. But what we're saying is the science of business. It is the engine. It is the behind the scenes. It is the models. It is what reassures the character and the art. What that means is, for example, if I teach you a 10K model, so this is how you structure your things, this is how you put this here, you put that there. That is what you do behind the scenes. But then the
Yes.
art of business is what you give to the people. That is your marketing, your advertising, the way that you speak, the way that you package your goods, the way that's the art of business. Because remember, the science is rough. I don't come to you saying, yes, I want you to buy this at $50 because at the end of the day, if I multiply it by this, I will end up making $70,000. That's not what I say to you. That's the science. But then the art is then what I bring to the world. Then we have the character of business. When we talk about the character, we're now talking about you, the person, or the culture of the business in itself. Because it doesn't matter if you have a science and you have an art, when that bad day comes, remember the Bible says that in that moment, right, when that evil day comes, which means every single person will experience an evil day.
Yes.
If you don't have the character of business, you pack up and leave. Questions, comments? I know some people are thinking, no, teach us more. The Bible says that ever learning but never coming to the knowledge of the truth. I don't have to teach you 5,000 things. No, that's not the idea.
Yes, you spoke about charging based on our reality. That's another thing also for me. I've been looking at how I price anything that I sell. I'll be thinking, okay, can I afford it? So that's how I would definitely price it. So that's a good lesson for me there.
Right. Amazing. Let me ask you this question. All right. There's something that I want you to understand, everybody. When it comes to business, if you can pay for something using your product and not your money, then that is always the best thing to do. Okay. Let me give you an example. You see this phone here? Let's just say that in the shops, this phone costs $500 as an example. Now, that means that on the market, it's $500, right? And if I sell phones, I also sell it for 500. What this means is that when I sell it for 500, remember I'm making a profit. So that means to me, this is not necessarily worth 500. It's worth maybe 250. That's my cost of getting it, right?
Yes.
Getting this?
Yeah.
Yes.
If Clear provides a service to me and that service costs $500, I would rather negotiate with her and say, can I give you a phone rather than 500? Because when I give her this, to her it's 500, but to me it's 250. Are you understanding this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you really getting this, everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. You see some of the business principles that you're already missing. Going around paying people their money using money when you're a business person and you could have actually put your product on the table because to them it's probably worth times two, to you it's worth half. So she's happy I've given her 500, but according to me it's 250 that went out of my pocket. Now, what does this mean? What this tells you is that when I charge 500, it doesn't necessarily mean that I even afford an iPhone. No, because when I bought it, it was 250. That means I'm selling to the market what I probably don't even afford. I hope you're really getting what I'm saying here.
Yeah. We are following, sir.
If I start a private school and it's $5,000 per month fee, it doesn't mean I can afford for my children to go there if I was paying. The only reason why they also go there is because I own the school. And to me, it's not 5,000. So a lot of people price based on their pocket, but what they don't understand is that many a time you sell what you yourself cannot afford. But you're thinking from the perspective, no, if it was me, how much would I pay for this? You would pay based on your current circumstances, which then means that you can never get into the luxury business. Why? Because right now you're not in a position to experience many luxuries, probably. But that's not the idea. The person that hands, of course, that's not the business owner, but the person that hands you a pizza at that pizza shop probably cannot afford to eat pizza. So you don't price based on your pocket, unless there is another justification for doing that, and it just so happens that what you're selling, you can also afford it. That's fine. But what I'm saying that if the push factor is to say I'm pricing like this because I feel this is what people will pay for it, no, that's what you are willing to pay for it.
How about pricing based on what you think people in that locality can afford?
Then why are you selling in that locality? Why don't you sell in another? Like, for example, if I open a business and I'm in a place that is not too well up, people can generally just afford bread and for their children to go to school, then really, why would I then say, because I live here, let me sell here? And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, no, because I have the chickens at home, so naturally people around me will buy chickens, right? But what stops you from starting your WhatsApp, and on that WhatsApp there's a catalog, and then you add chicken and delivery, and then now you partner with a biker boy, and then now you deliver chickens to people's homes, as an example. But we don't think of that because we're like, no, I have chickens here, so naturally the people around. But the problem is they always come and get your chickens and say they'll pay month end. And because you don't have cash flow, when they buy your chickens, you can't restock because you're waiting for them to pay month end. And guess what? Before you know it, it's a month and a half. And then now it's 2 months. And then before you know it, that person has moved to another place and your business is dead. So what I'm saying is we can't just say because I live here.
Yeah. Wow, that's